Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. Again, I have to remind everyone that this is the only platform that I use. So if you happen to find one of my videos on another platform other than YouTube or that is asking for donations of any kind, please report it because that is not me. Okay, with that being said, today's message is from Source. Okay, and this is for everyone. Okay, and if this has reached you, it's possibly because either there is a message in here for you to hear or for someone close to you to hear. Okay. Many of you may be wondering what is going on in the world, what is happening in the United States. Okay. And Source wants everyone to know these things are happening because um, the lower vibrations are out of balance, out of whack. Okay. There's so much low vibrational crap that's intentionally being imposed on people and that people are not willing to see. What are these lower vibrations? The hatred, the nasty videos people put out there making fun of other people, reality shows that are nonsensical, okay, that people laugh at, video games, okay. And I'm going to give you an example of the video games. I was watching TV the other day, and there's some new video game out there that no child should play, no person should even play because it's so sick. It really is. It's sick. Okay. It's about some man who was he's on a plane of some kind, on a jet, and he throws a woman and a little girl off the plane so he can get together with this other woman who appears to be a stewardess, you know, to, hang around with. It's sick. It really is. And this is part of the downfall of our society. And this is intentional. It's intentional because people who are unfortunately asleep cannot see the intentions behind these things. Okay? They don't see the intentions of the propaganda. The other day, I was watching something on YouTube, for instance, and some advertisement showed up, which was nothing but loaded propaganda, okay, expressing hatred and animosity towards Muslim groups. And shame on YouTube for allowing that. It's inappropriate. And this is part of the problem. This is what's happening in the world and in our country. People have been thriving on hate, fear, and ignorance, promoted, okay, promoted by the older generations, unfortunately, and many of the religious institutions, okay. You have the Catholic Church that's been out there, okay, sexual scandal after sexual scandal, and yet they're still in existence, okay, all the cover up they did. The Mormon Church recently, okay, another church who's under investigation for sexual misconduct with their parishioners, okay, decided on New Year's Eve to take over Times Square and place some type of Jesus is the reason for the season, as if though to take the onus or the shift the blame from themselves to who they really are, okay. This is not working because this is not of God, okay. And what I'm saying is truth, okay. This is not propaganda. If we don't learn to start loving each other for our differences, we are going to go down a rabbit hole that you've never ever seen and you don't want to be part of. Okay. And it's happening before your eyes. Okay. So this is a message. It's a message for people who are on the fence to open their eyes to what's going on, to wake up, to become woke, the word they told you to be scared of. Because when people are woke, they can't be deceived. Okay. We have all types of corruption happening, all types of corruption happening that go against our Constitution. And people are sitting idly by, okay, while this is happening. You're all focused again on your cell phones, on your on being narcissistic. At the look at me, I call it the look at me generation. Look at where I'm at. Look what I'm doing. Look what restaurant I'm eating at. It's all nonsense and irrelevant, okay? And yet we hate on each other. We don't know how to learn. We don't know how to love unconditionally, okay? And loving unconditionally means you don't have to agree with the person, but you love and respect them for being a human being and for their right to sovereignty. Okay, that's what it's about. You don't have to like people, or you don't have to agree with them, but loving people raises the vibration of the planet. A kind gesture raises the vibration of a planet. When you watch a YouTube video and you like and you comment and you give the person who is spending their time to provide you with information a like, not because they need it, okay, but because it helps to raise the vibration again, raise the love vibration. We're not going to get rid of evil. Evil has to exist, just as good has to exist. Unfortunately, it's out of balance right now. And this is intentional because if this continues to remain unbalanced, those who are going to be left behind, okay, who refuse to enlighten themselves because they don't want to do the inner work, they don't want to look at their souls for who they are. And again, this is not judgment. This is just looking at yourself objectively and seeing where you can improve yourself or how you can improve the world. Okay? If you're a person who states that you believe in God, then act like it. Okay? Especially Christians, act like it. Okay? Hatred is not part of God's plan. Discrimination is not part of God's plan. Okay? These religions were based on segregating people. And if you look at the world in our country, the segregation is immense. This one hates this for their religion, the other person hates that for their sexuality, another person hates somebody for the color of their skin. It's nonsense. These were all notions placed in people's heads, and unfortunately, many times by religious institutions. Okay? This is not of God. So I have news for you. If you're wearing a cross around your neck and you're participating in any of this, even if you're listening to it, or you involve yourself with people who are lower vibrational and not mentioning it, you're not doing your part to help. Okay? And things are going to get progressively worse. Okay? People don't want to take care of the planet. Another thing that brings down our vibration. Companies refuse to get rid of plastics that they're poisoning us with. Okay? Yes, all that bottled water that you're drinking that you think is healthy, you're poisoning yourself from the plastic that's in that bottle, that's seeping into your water that you drink. We should be demanding, you know, earth friendly products. When you refuse to recycle, you are lowering the vibration. Okay? And for what? Is that the kind of world you want to live in? A dark, desolate, barren world? Because that's the world that everybody is creating if they continue to go down this path. And it's unfortunate, but it's a reality. Whether you want to hear it or not, that's the reality. Okay? You can choose to listen to this and say, hey, maybe I could look at myself and see where I can improve. And it's not easy. I do that daily. I look at myself and say, what can I do to improve today? Who can I make happy today? Who can I lift today? And it's so simple. It doesn't take much. A kind word, holding a door open for someone, being kind to the planet, making sure that things are being recycled in their proper place, fighting for things that are right, not wrong, not feeling superior to other human beings because of the color of their skin. It's bullshit. And it was all imposed on people, many times through prior generations of their family, okay, and through religious organizations, believe it or not. The Southern Baptist Church is great for that. Okay, they like to discriminate and make gay people the scapegoat. That's their only focus. And yet they claim that they follow the words of Jesus Christ. Jesus hated nobody. Nobody at all. Okay. Islam is supposed to be about peace. And unfortunately, you have many Islamic extremists, okay, that promote hatred towards other groups. Okay. And the Jewish people are not exempt from that either. I've seen many Jewish people out there being discriminatory against other people based on their religion, based on the color of their skin, based on their sexuality. Again, for a group of people who feel that they were so, marginalized in the world, why are you now marginalizing others? Why are you continuing to spew that hate? We can't go forward if we continue to keep our eyes closed, if we don't wake up, if we don't start helping each other, if we don't start loving each other unconditionally, loving the planet unconditionally, loving animals unconditionally, because everything deserves to have a peaceful existence on this planet. That's what the Creator had envisioned, and so many people have lost their way. Okay? Again, you drink water that's fluoridated. Another thing that was, intentionally done. fluoridation blocks out the pineal gland, it calcifies it. Okay, and the pineal gland is what we use to receive information with from the divine realms. Okay, and when that's blocked, you lose your communication, and you can see where we're going in society. People are lost, they're afraid, they don't know where to turn. And instead of turning to each other and saying, hey, you know what? You're my brother, you're my sister, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of your sexuality, regardless of your race, regardless of your gender, until we start realizing that we're all one, we can't get better. Okay? And the things that you see happening in the United States, again, this was caused by people's hatred, whether you want to believe it or not. They voted for people who promote hate, the hatred that they feel in their soul, feeling as if though that having this type of a government wouldn't harm them. It would only harm the people that they disliked. Wrong attitude. Wrong attitude, because now everybody's suffering. Okay? And nothing that you were promised is true. Nothing. And this includes all politicians. And no one's exempt from this. I'm not picking a side. Okay? But I don't agree with what the Republican side is doing at all, because what they're doing is totally against anything that's godlike that they claim to be. Okay? So how can I side with anything like that? I can love them unconditionally for the people, and I try to express my love, trying to help them heal from these wounds that they have inside them when I come across somebody who votes for this party. I try to enlighten them and try to show them that it's incorrect what they're thinking. Okay? And some listen and some don't. And that's unfortunate. Okay? Because, like I said, this is not about politics, because all politicians are involved in being controlled by oligarchs who are turning around, becoming richer off the backs of the regular working class people. Okay? You're not going to be able to get anywhere if we continue to keep our eyes closed to what's going on. We allowed a non citizen to come into our country to remove people from jobs. Okay? People should have been outraged by that. Okay? Especially people who vote for the Republican Party that call themselves patriots and American citizens. You allowed someone from another country, simply because he's rich, to come in and control and take jobs away from people and initiate programs that are going to harm people, and that's okay with you? Again, this is not of God. Okay? You're being controlled by something else other than God if you believe this is from God, because God is about good. God is about love. God is about light for everything and everyone, including the animals and the planets. When you take care of Mother Gaia, you're respecting God. Okay? And yes, there are several different deities out there. God's the main, God's the head honcho out of that corporation, okay? The Almighty, the great creator, the divine source, whoever you call it, the creator of all existence. There are other gods, there are angelic beings that are here to assist, but they cannot interfere without our asking. And that doesn't mean you take matters into your own hands because somebody did something foul to you and you decide that I'm going to go to a shop, a botanica of some kind, and find a spell to put on people I dislike. Because all you're doing is putting more negative energy out in the world, and you're messing with something you know nothing about. And eventually that energy will return to you. And that's what's happening. All the negativity that people are putting out onto this planet is returning, and with a vengeance. Okay? The weather is getting fouled up. Earthquakes are increasing. And there's more to come. Wars are happening. And this is all because of the negative vibrations that people are putting out there, because they refuse to look at themselves and say, where can I improve? What can I do to make a person smile today? How can I raise a person's spirits today? This is what you need to be asking yourself. When I pass that homeless person on the street, do I judge them? Do I laugh at them? Do I make fun of them? Or do I say, let me go inside someplace, a deli, anywhere, and get them some food so they can eat? Let me pick them up a pair of clothes so they can have new clothes on their back, socks for their feet, you know? But many people, unfortunately, judge. You don't know how that person got there, and they definitely don't want to be there. So put yourself in their shoes. When you see an animal being abused, an animal can't speak for itself. whether it's being put in a cage and not being let out, being abused by their family. This needs to be reported. Doesn't matter who it is, even if it's in your own family. Because again, your being silent promotes the negativity. And we have to back up from that. And again, this is not coming from judgment. And I say this to you with all love in my heart. Let those who have harmed you, let them go. You know, let go and let God. Great AA slogan. God and the divine universe will take care of those who do harm against others. Everything returns to everyone after a while. They might think that they're getting away with things for a while. Excuse me, confirmation burp. They might think that they're getting away with things for a while, okay? And God allows that to see just how far they're going to go, okay? And they don't realize with each and everything that they continue to do to people, okay, when they're causing harm, they're only getting a bigger and heavier chain, very similar to A Christmas Carol, okay? Marley's chain, the ghost of Marley, okay? That chain was karma, okay? It was a metaphor for karma. And he explained to Scrooge that his chain was as heavy and long as the one he was wearing at the moment, 7 years prior. And that Scrooge was going to continuously build on that chain if he didn't turn things around and start behaving like a human being with love, instead of allowing money and greed to control him. Because that's unfortunate, many of us are too. You think you need the best and newest phone. I've seen people standing online for hours for the newest iPhone. It's ridiculous, the control that that phone has over people. Not only are you radiating yourself from it, okay, but you're promoting propaganda on there, things you don't know what you're talking about. You're watching stuff on there that you shouldn't be watching because it's rotting your brain. Yes, you need a phone, but for making phone calls. Doesn't really don't need it for anything else. Okay. I myself, I refuse to have an iPhone. This is the phone I use. Okay. Basic flip phone. I use that for my business. That's it. Or if I get lost going somewhere in the car, I can make a phone call to someone. Or if I happen to break down, God forbid if that happens. This is the reason why I have it. I don't go on there watching ridiculous videos telling me to drink spoonfuls of cinnamon so I could choke to death, or throw buckets of ice water over my head, or all these other ridiculous challenges that people involve themselves in. You're just showing yourself for the sheep that you are. And I don't like to use the word sheep because I love animals and they don't deserve that disrespect. But it's the word that fits right now. Be yourself. Learn to be yourself. Learn to do positive in the world, and things will change for you. And if things are not going right for you, take a look at the things within yourself that you're doing maybe that's attracting the negative to you. Okay? And again, I say this with love because I know whoever I'm speaking to has the intelligence to understand what I'm saying. All right? And we're going to leave it at that for today. I'm sorry for not being here the past 2 days, but I wasn't inspired to come on here. However, I made it back today. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.